I'm going to give an update on our garden. It's been raining for a couple of weeks now, which has been good and bad for some of the plants. The grass on the other side is not doing well, the Bermuda grass, but this frog grass is enjoyed some of the rain. But even this now seems to be showing some signs of stress because it's been very wet and no sun for the past couple of weeks. Also as well on the Bermuda grass, we've got a problem with some caterpillars, which basically in a week ate the whole garden. So we've moved out here our philodendron olympiads. This is the shadiest part of the garden, so we were having trouble with them in other areas, but they're quite happy here, and we've surrounded those with some white Christmas caladiums, and these are sitting underneath our bamboo. So once these get a little taller, they'll provide even more shade here. And over time, probably, we'll replace some of these caladiums with some more different philodendrons along here. I'm looking for a Xanadu, possibly, because it's a similar type to this Olympiad. So this one was indoors, and it was getting these yellow spots. I think it wasn't so happy where it was, so we moved it out here. The new leaf that's come out looks healthier, and it's sending out another one now, so we'll see how that does. And then we've got a baby Olympiad here. We'll see how that one does also. So our fern tree is doing well. It's sent out a couple of new branches. So I think I'll cut off. This one is the oldest one left there now. It's starting to show some signs of aging. So I'll probably remove this one once this is completely unfurled. And you can see here we've got another two ready to come out. So this thing eventually will grow. They can get pretty tall. But it'll take some time. But it'll outgrow. At the moment it's colliding a little with these elephant ears there, but eventually it'll outgrow those, maybe in a couple of years. So we've changed up here. We removed the pothos that was there, and I've put those now in the ground. And we're gonna have, because we've found that they prefer to climb, so we've put them in the ground and tagged them onto the wall, and they'll climb up there. And then I'm going to basically make this into a feature similar to what we've got over here. So our wood decking's been put down in between the rainstorms. We've got some pothos here that's going to climb up this pole. Our Spanish moss is doing well. Eventually that'll form a curtain here. And then here on our living wall, we've got some interesting stuff. So our begonia here is starting to flower. This is called an aluminum begonia. I've got another begonia, a rare type, which hopefully, if I can get through the lockdown checkpoints, maybe we'll get this weekend. So the other begonias are also doing quite nicely. We've got flowers on those. I added some more ferns here. We've got a variegated fern that I added this week. Another begonia here, the angel wings begonia. Doing very well. This week I also added to here a black velvet. So the one that we had indoors had babies, so I took it and put it up here. We'll see how that does. And we've also then got here as well another, I think this is called Haliconia Amazonia. So I added that here as well. So these can grow pretty big when they're in the ground. We've got some over here. So you can see the kind of size that they can get to, but obviously restricted in the pot there on the wall. They shouldn't grow that big. Problem that we have with these is they collect the water and they become a breeding ground for mosquitoes. So especially during rainy season. So you've got to make sure you flush these out every day with fresh water to flush out the grubs in there that the mosquito larvae. I may add another philodendron in this gap back here because this one's doing quite well and it's quite a nice shady area. I think another philodendron would go nicely there. Our black magic is doing very well. It's sending out lots of babies. So we had rhizomes coming out over here and over here and over here. I also planted another black velvet down there. That was a baby also from indoors. We'll see how that does out here. So the black magic is really thriving. This one we had indoors, but it wasn't doing so nicely. So we moved it out here, and it sent out now a new leaf. So basically, we're kind of keeping all of the Haliconia type species all together here. At the back here then, our Haliconias are starting to get taller. We've got new leaves coming out on this one here. So eventually, hopefully they'll get up to a decent height, so they'll be above the level of these elephant ears. So it'll look a little less crowded there. And then going around to the side garden, now this area here, this gets quite waterlogged, so we're a little concerned about this rubber tree. It was showing some signs of stress, especially with all of the rain lately, and there's little drainage here, so a little concerned about that. We'll see, hopefully the rain will stop soon and it'll pick up again. So then down here we got our pitcher plants. It's got a new one there, and hopefully another new one there coming out on this leaf, and that's going to hook on to this branch. And then there's another one coming out behind it, which hopefully will also hook onto there, so it can begin climbing up of the rubber tree there. Our large bird's nest fern is also sending out some new leaves, given the rain and whatnot lately. And our ferns at the back there are also doing well. So this area here, this grass has been eaten up by caterpillars, and we've had no sun, and it's been very wet. We've got a lot of drainage coming from the neighboring lot through holes here, which is kind of flooding this area. It's turned it into a bit of a swamp. So we'll see how that goes. And this area here is also kind of flooded, so these plants are also not doing too well here at the moment, but hopefully once the rain stops and we can open up the soil here and we get some sun, the plants will pick up again. We've also got a lot of caterpillars also eating up these, so need to get something to take care of that. So moving around to the front here, we've got these. I'm not really sure what these are. There's some kind of Haliconia, but they're doing very well here. They're growing much larger than I thought they would. We've got a variegated elephant ears here, which is doing okay. I'm hoping it'll get to the similar size to the back. And we have a baby one down here. Now I moved this because previously it was over at the back there, and I just don't think it was getting quite enough sun. It wasn't happy enough. It was kind of buried at the back, so I moved it out there. Hopefully it'll perk up a little bit. Then we've got another one here, which will grow up to this kind of size, and this elephant ears will outgrow these, I assume, and get up to a similar size to what we had at the back. So we had a rubber tree that we also had planted at the back there. It also was getting stressed with too much rain, so we moved that one. So this is I think a ruby rubber tree. We put it in the pot here. Gives it a bit of shelter from the rain, and hopefully we'll see how it goes, because it was a cutting, so I don't think it had like really well rooted yet when the rain started, and it couldn't quite handle it. So that's just a little update of how the garden's going. We'll do a video eventually of the indoor plants. I did get a new indoor plant this week. I got a philodendron Choco Empress, which we've put inside. Our red Congo is doing well. We've got a Dark Lord that keeps on sending out new flowers. So I'll do a video of that sometime soon when we get the inside of the house more more arranged. At the moment, it's still somewhat unfinished. So that's the update on the garden. We'll see in a couple of weeks. Hopefully it'll stop raining and we'll get some sun. The grass will pick back up and this area will look a little bit more alive. So don't forget to subscribe, and if you like the video, hit the like button, and I'll see you next time.